which I completely forgot about until we watched it with CJ. I completely forgot he was in that movie. He was in the Broadway production of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown.
Yes.
Which he did, as explained in the interview. You might not remember this from the interview. He did for his mom.
Aww.
Because his mom had passed away when he was doing Rent. And her favorite characters were in Peanuts characters. So he was offered the role to do Charlie Brown. He just jumped at the chance so he could dedicate to his mom.
Aw, that's sweet.
Post Rent, he was in If Then with Idina Menzel, as mentioned. And also Star Trek Discovery. He is the star, one of the stars. He's the first openly gay man, the star in Star Trek, the Star Trek television show. Openly gay, because back then they weren't talking about it.
Yeah.
Now it's a big deal. It's a very big deal when he got cast. And it surprised the shit out of me when it was announced. I'm like, really? Anthony Rapp in Star Trek? That was a big surprise. But again, immortalizing the geek culture, Anthony Rapp, honey.
He's extraordinarily talented, and I'm so glad that he was able to play this part.
But talking to him, he's such a nice guy. He's naturally just a really nice guy.
He seems like the kind of guy that you want to hang out with.
Yeah, and what was cool about Anthony was I didn't go through a publicist to talk to him. I literally contacted him on Twitter, and he said, let's work something out. And he contacted me to do the interview. That's so different than what I'm used to. It was such a different perspective. It's something I've never done before. So this is a really nice guy. So reach out to him on Twitter. Also, pick up his book. His memoir is fantastic. So look that up on Amazon. I'll put the link up in our show notes and our notes here, so you can pick up Anthony Rapp's memoir, because it's a really, really good read. And the audiobook's also there as well. Finally, one of the newer people to the cast was Tracy Thoms.
Yes.
And I could not find a whole lot for her before this movie.
If I remember correctly, I think she was a relative unknown.
And after this, she actually did Cold Case for 5 years.
Oh,
a CBS show. 5 years. And she came back to play Joanne on the final Rent performance on Broadway.
Okay.
Just because she wanted to do it, and they let her do it.
Well, that's cool.
So the final week on Broadway, she played Joanne, and she's on the DVD for the final performance.
Okay.
So, and you're right, I met her at the Today Show performance.
You did.
Got a picture with her. She was, I'm just going to be honest here, Idina Menzel would not take pictures with people. Tracy Thoms like, yeah, take pictures with me. I'm famous. Take pictures with me. She was so happy. She was so giddy happy to take pictures. So she's a real nice person. Based on what you know, Tracy Thoms, what do you think?
I think she's extremely talented, and if I remember correctly, she was a super fan that auditioned and got the role, and so it was just a dream come true for her.
And she gets the lead female vocal in Seasons of Love.
Yes.
Which is a big surprise for people that went into this, that you didn't know who was going to get that spot. And when it came on, I know on the commentary track, Chris Columbus just goes and says, and there's Tracy, just singing her heart out. Just singing her heart out right now. Yeah, Jesse and Tracy got the leads in the Seasons of Love song. I thought that was pretty cool to get Jesse that moment, because it gave us a chance to say, look, you know him, he can sing. We're proving it here, he can sing. On the stage, I actually wrote this down. The order they were standing in was Mark, Angel, Joanne Roger, Collins, Maureen, Benny, and Mimi. It's interesting order. When I looked at it, I was like, okay. I know Mark is always at the end. On the Broadway show, but I thought the order was pretty cool, because I'm like, that's definitely mixed and matching everybody a little bit.
Definitely.
I guess the Benny Meanie thing makes sense.
Yes.
But everything else is kind of nice mix and match. I don't have a problem with that. And finally, I was trying to look something up that on the commentary track for when we get to the next episode, they were talking about Benny's plan of what they're trying to do, and they mentioned the insert that comes on the actual in the playbill for Rent, and they were like, well, how do we explain this insert in the show? So what I did was I found the insert and I put it in the notes, and I just sent it over to Mandy so she could actually tell us the insert Rent Who's Who that was in the Broadway playbill for years and years and years and years and years, explaining to everybody who everybody is. So, honey, go right ahead.
All right. I can't read the top one. Benny is married to
Allison. Allison of the Westport Graves?
Okay.
Allison Gray of Westport, who we never see.
Okay. Benny used to live with Mark and Roger. Mark used to date Maureen. Maureen is dating Joanne now. Benny used to date Mimi. Mimi is dating Roger.
Or will be dating Roger,
will
yes.
Be. Mark and Roger are best friends and roommates. And they are friends with their ex-roommate, Collins, who is dating Angel.
Boy, that tied everything together. I love the fact that they put that insert in every single playbill. Just sort of like, here's the world you're coming into. Now let's go.
And I also personally love how they have...
both pictures of Angel?
Yes.
Just to clarify. That is pretty funny. I do appreciate that detail. So, and that's Seasons of Love, everybody. That's our first episode. Next week, we're going to get right into things at December 24th, 1989. That's next week. As we'll look at Rent and You'll See. That'll be next week's show. I'm excited. And we'll get to talk about the changes in Rent and the change in the placement of You'll See, which changed.
Yes.
Drastically. That really moved up a lot.
So I guess to make a pun, you'll see next episode.
Very nicely done. So you can find the show everywhere. You can find us on podcasts everywhere. We're going to try to get us everywhere we can. It's just a little start. We just got started. We're part of the Filling the Void podcast network, and we'll be out every single Saturday. You can hear me on the Blake and Sal show every Friday, and every other Friday on Clerks Minute for the summer. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at No Days But Today. I was actually able to get that. And you can join the conversation and see videos mentioned in this episode. I'll make sure they're up on our Facebook pages and also in the Facebook group, the Life Cafe Rent Discussion Group, which will have, you can join and talk to us about the movie and talk about Rent and your history with the show. And I found out we are the only Rent podcast online right now.
Cool.
We're the only ones. So I think that's pretty cool, and we're going to try to have some fun and educate everybody about the history of this show. And I think have fun talking about it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for us.
Same.
Like I said, next week we're going to get started and finally get into the movie proper, and I can't wait. I cannot wait to do the next frame and have Mark's video camera on the screen. We're going to have a lot of fun. So, thank you all for listening to No Days But Today. I'm Blake.
I'm Mandy.
And have a good day, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.